everyone, I'm Jeremy Albinel. Today I'm gonna talk about the two subjects: American and British English differences and dialects of English in different parts of the world. And this subject will differentiate American and British English. Then we'll see different parts of dialect English in the world, like American and British English is a vocabulary, the true varieties of English, American and British English to auxiliary verbs, the most common English comparison, and the accent affect the pronunciation. American and British English differences. No one knows exactly who said this, but it reflects the way many Brits feel about American English. My British friend still tells me, "You don't speak English, so you speak American." But are American and British English really so different? The most noticeable difference between American and British English is vocabulary. There are hundreds of everyday words that are different. For example, Brits call the front of a car the bonnet, while Americans call it the hood. Americans go on vacation, while Brits go on holidays or halls. New Yorkers live in apartments, Londoners live in flats. There are far more examples than we can talk about here. Fortunately, most Americans and Brits can usually guess the meaning through the context of a sentence. There are a few grammatical differences between the two varieties of English. Let's start with collective nouns. We use collective nouns to refer to a group of individuals. In American English, collective nouns are singular. For example, staff refers to a group of employees. Band refers to a group of musicians. Teams refers to a group of athletes. Americans would say the band is good, but in British English, collective nouns can be singular or plural. You might hear someone from Britain say, "The teams are playing tonight," or "The team is playing tonight." Another grammar difference between American and British English relates to auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs, also known as helping verbs, are verbs that help from a grammatical function. They help the main verb by adding information about time, modality, and voice. Let's look at the auxiliary verb shall. Brits sometimes use shall to express the future. For example, "I shall go home now." Americans know what shall means, but rarely use it in conversation, it seems very formal. Americans would probably use "I will go home now." In question form, a Brit might say, "Shall we go now?" While an American would probably say, "Should we go now?" When Americans want to express a lot of obligation, they use the helping verbs with negative not followed by need. "You do not need to come to work today." Brits drop the helping verb and contract not. "You needn't come to work today." Dialects of English in different parts of the world. Dialects of English in different parts of the world. There are many different English-speaking countries, although the language is essentially the same. There are some aspects of the language that are different in different places. It would be useful to know the following. The most common English comparison is between British English and American English. Firstly, the pronunciation is different. There are many reasons for this. It could be that the accent affects the pronunciation, or in some cases, the pronunciation can also be affected by other languages spoken in that area. So you have to listen carefully. Secondly, the spelling and grammar is different. For example, in British English, you would say color or fragrant, whereas in American English you would say color or program. Thirdly, there can also be a difference in vocabulary. There are instances where common objects are called different things. In British English, you would say, "I live in a flat," whereas in American English, you would say, "I live in an apartment." Lastly, since the English-speaking countries are so different. Since the English-speaking countries are so different, there are even different local ways of greeting. Here are a few examples. Australia, "Good day." Ireland, "How are you from?" South Africa, "How's it?" United Kingdom, "Alright." United States of America, "What's up?" Learning a language can be an experience that transforms your life. Not only does it open you to a world full of both professional and personal possibilities, but it also expands your thinking and can prime your confidence. As technology like the internet shrinks our world and we become members of a global community, the ability to learn a language becomes an essential part of how we interact and succeed. Nice to meet you guys. See you next time.